Okay, so here's day three's solution. Before you click off the video, Mediator Coeric and Arbiter Vildred are not mandatory. The only mandatory unit that is on here is Bomb Model Kanna and the artifact Bloodstone. You can't use a Soul Weaver on this floor in order to get 3 stars. So we use Bomb Model Kanna because she is basically a better Soul Weaver than Tamarin in a lot of these very aggressive scenarios when you have her on Bloodstone. So she is the key member of the entire team. She will keep your entire team in tip-top shape. She will also provide you with a speed buff, which allows you to get out a lot more damage, and you're going to need it because the way that this boss's mechanic works is no one on your team can have the defense break mechanic. If you defense break anything, you just lose the challenge automatically. And that is important because the only way to kill the boss is to make sure that all of the ads are dead before you kill the boss. If you kill the boss before all of his ads are dead, you basically have to restart the fight from 50%. And that will just keep going infinitely. My first try, I learned that the hard way. This is actually the second run. So the other characters I chose, I'll explain why I chose them. I chose Mercedes because she gives an attack buff. She's a free-to-play option. And also, she does incredible AoE damage. We need to kill all the ads, so we want to do a ton of AoE damage. I already explained Kanna, but also on top of that, all of Kanna's moves are also AoE, so she helps a lot in the damage department as well. Arbiter Vildred I chose because his S1 hits multiple characters, and his S3 is also an AoE. You can play Green Vildred or anything else that is a competent damage dealer. Any AoE damage dealer will work in his slot. I originally had Fallen Cecilia in the same slot where Mediator Coeric is at, but I chose Mediator Coeric because he helps me keep up aggression. He provides some level of damage mitigation with his S2, and then he also has a cleanse on his S3 to deal with the blinds and the attack downs that keep coming out. So that's why I chose what I chose. You can play a non-Soul Weaver character like a cleanser. You could play like Designer Lilibet if you own her in his slot, or again, you could just use an Aurius. It's fine. You could even use like Kitty Clarissa if you could make her really bulky. That will also work in the slot. Anything that helps with damage and can provide some kind of cleanse or mitigation is pretty good. Bomb Model Kanna, as long as you're soul burning her S3 every time it's available, you'll always be able to keep up the speed buff. And you'll be able to churn out a ton of damage and basically heal back any amount of damage that you take. Your character should never come even close to dying if she's in like the 230 plus speed range and you are just soul burning her S3 constantly. So yeah, here we go. Yeah, the rest of the run, just a lot of AoEs and a lot of smart decisions on which characters to attack. We don't ever really go into the boss. We're just letting our Arbiter Vildred, our Mercedes, and our Kanna, we're letting their splash damage from their 2+ hit attacks do damage to the boss. So I'm never actually really going face into the boss. I'm only aggressively trying to get down the ads. Whichever ad has the highest health, that's what we're pretty much going for. Yeah. I jammed S3 here even though I had everything because the attack buff was about to expire. I didn't need the cleanse, but the Mediator Coeric S3 gives 50% CR, so I knew if I just jammed it, I would get to extend Arby's Gab, and then also, what's his name? I would get another turn pretty much before the other enemies. So you can see, like, we finally got down all the ads, and he's going to summon more. This is the closest I've come to dying in the entire run, and even then you would see it wouldn't matter because Arbiter Vildred would just revive. Mercedes is another character, again. Good in a format where you don't have any Soul Weavers. Mercedes is a character that will revive on death, so you don't have to worry about her dying. Like, your damage dealers in this scenario are never really in danger of dying because the two that I chose just have the innate revive mechanic, which is nice. So yeah, they're going to bring back all 4 here. Again, you see I'm always attacking the highest one, and that is because I'm trying to get everybody in such a pattern that when everybody's low, I can just fire off Archies to kill them all at the same time. That's the general game plan. You're trying to get everybody to be roughly equal on health. Again, fire off S3 just so RB doesn't have blind. This is also another good reason to choose Mercedes. Magic for Friends is just free damage if it procs. And again, it's all AoE. Like Mercedes, Kanna, Arbiter, they feel really great. If you don't have Mediator Coeric, again, you can try and choose other options. I don't think he's necessary. I think he just makes things a little bit easier. Just because he does what you want. Like, you only have 4 slots. You need 5 rolls. You need a cleanser and some kind of a tank. And he just happens to fill both roles. Like I said, a really tanky Kitty Clarissa could probably do the same thing. Yeah, at this point, resist the urge to Archie because you'll see it in a second. These guys have immortality, and that's kind of a big deal. You don't want to, like, Archie kill the boss while they have immortality. You want to get them into immortality and find a way for them to burn their turn. Yeah, it's going to look dicey here in a second, but we have it under control. You'll see he starts spawning more ads again. So you want to S3 here, and that is just to get the other one into immortality as fast as possible. And now we want to go into here, and we have you know, a good chance that it's going to not go into it's not going to go into the boss. Again, soul burning here, just trying to keep up the pressure. If you soul burn it, you have the 3-turn speed buff, and you'll have the S3 back as soon as the speed buff is down. So it's just free real estate. I could have killed the other ads, but there's no reason to kill them because they will eventually die to an AoE splash attack. And if I kill them, there's a chance they could just get revived with full health. So we don't actually want to kill them. We just want to basically whittle him down, and if we happen to kill it off of splash, that's fine. So you can see I got a little bit lucky there. We're at 1%, but you realize how everything there is all lined up. And now Archie will kill everything. It's probably going to take you guys a little bit of a couple of attempts to get RNG to work your way, but like this is the kind of strategy I think you want to go for. All AoE attacks with Bomb Model Kanna, Mercedes, one of the 2 Arbiters, I'm sorry, Vildreds. Yeah. So here are the stats. This is my Expo, Bomb Model Kanna, nothing crazy. 220 speed or faster on Bloodstone. Pretty much mandatory, I feel like, for the strategy. She's pretty much the hard carry. Mercedes, my standard PvP Mercedes that I use for Blooming Snaglich, the same one you've probably seen from the guide on my channel. Arbiter Vildred's on pretty junky gear, honestly. He's not a good Arbiter at all. You guys probably have way better ones than this one. And then finally, Mediator Coeric, which is the rage set one that I talked about in how to play Mediator Coeric. Nothing crazy here either.